everybody, we're going to be looking at spike climbing today, and I want to go through a few simple techniques and ideas to make spike climbing a bit safer and eventually more efficient. So the basis for spike climbing are spikes and a lanyard. It's a very simple technique in itself, but the spike and lanyard alone, I think, gets people, it puts them into slightly dangerous situations sometimes, especially when you're climbing, as many people do in Japan, these very thin and tall, up to 30-meter pine trees, sugi trees. So what we're going to do, we're going to climb up with our main line, and we're going to have a travelling anchor. This can be done with a SRT tie or a DDRT tie. Today we're going to be doing it SRT. So I've come onto the bottom of the tree with my lanyard and my spike. What I need to do initially is find the shape of the tree and move on to the top side of it. This is much more comfortable, and trees often change shape, so I'm going to be looking, maybe I need to move around to the side to constantly remain on the top side of the tree. Now you can see the lanyard is like an N shape, it's an open shape. So if I were to slip, if my spike were to come out, there really is nothing to stop me sliding down the tree. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in my main rope, and I'm going to travel this up as I spike up as a backup in case I do slip. It's a very simple technique. Lasso it up a metre or two and then follow up with my lanyard. As I climb, I'm going to encounter branches, things that I need to pass my ropes over. So a great use for this main line is that I can set it, carefully sit into it, I can then double wrap the lanyard set it, and then transfer back into the lanyard, and now I can safely remove this rope, transfer it over the branch, and if I did slip, nothing would happen. The double lanyard would do it. So once my rope has been reset, I transfer back into the main line. Remove the double wrap. And continue climbing. Once I've reached the top of the tree, I need to change my travelling anchor into a stationary anchor. So I'm going to double wrap the lanyard once more. Set it, transfer into it, and then I can set my DDRT or my SRT anchor. Transfer back into the main line. And I'm good for work. Kiwi climbers have recently brought out a specially designed ascender to go on the spike. It fits underneath the spike itself and it's extremely useful. This is an old type that I made a couple of years ago. It's been welded and bolted on. And what we can do with that, once we need to reascend, if we're on a DDRT system, we can tie the working end to make a trunk anchor and go up. I can just go straight up because I'm on an SRT anchor. Put my chest harness in. Very easy, efficient and slackless ascent. Right, so what I'm always looking for, and I'm encouraging my colleagues and friends to do, is have a part of the system that is closed. You can see this is closed now, so if I was to fall, it's not going to slip down the trunk. And also a means to get out of the tree if I have to in the event of an emergency. So right now my lanyard's open and I can't go down on it, not fast anyway. So this is closed and I have a quick means of descent. Okay, I've just set a retriever. We're going to imagine that I'm cutting this tree down in sections now. So we'll go down a few meters. So I've come to my next working position. I need to remember one closed section and one section that I can get out of the tree on. So now my lanyard will form the closed section while I retrieve the main anchor. So I've double wrapped and set that. As I retrieve, you can see that's double wrapped. I don't have a means of escape yet, but as I retrieve that, I will set that. So now I'm going to go into my system, into my main line rather. Back into the lanyard. Let's do it one more time. So the typical lanyard is a steel core lanyard, which is fairly thick, 1/2 inch, 40mm. It's very comfortable to hold. Even more so the older 3-strand lanyards. You get a very good solid grip. And that action was to grab it and flip. And that's why they get the name flip lines, because you flip them up the tree. Especially when you're climbing such a thin tree, that technique is it's not really helpful. So hand positions, it's anywhere that's comfortable. So you can actually put a hand on the tree. You see I'm maintaining a backward force for my balance, and then I can just move it up with one hand. And then change positions again. Coming down, much the same.